Welcome into the CHGO Bears postgame show presented by Olipop, a new kind of soda. Use the code CHGO20 for 20% off your next Olipop order. What's up, Bears fans? That's a win. It counts. The streak is over. 10 losses in a row at home.
392 days.
That's a lot of days.
Let's have a party. Let's go.
Before we do that, though, hit the subscribe button. We are at 40K. We're trying to get to 50K. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button.
When we get to 50K, I will tell 50 people Mark Carman's phone number.
And
wow.
if you hit the subscribe button, it means that the Bears are going to win the next 3 and get right back in this, and all of a sudden we're going to be in a playoff race because the secret Bagent man is a secret no longer. 8 for 12 on third down, Bears fans.
Secret no more.
Secret no more.
Thank you for
Kevin
following
Kadick is trying to keep things
gonna-
calm. Something that many Bears fans are. I am not going to do that on the show
today. Are you
today.
going to let people on the Bagent bandwagon? Or?
Everyone's allowed 17 bandwagon, TB17. Forget about TB12. We're doing it 5 better. TB17, TB third down. TB wasn't allowed to do anything. TB, the Bears got to win. Let's go.
There you go.
Secret Bagent Man's already in the chat. Good to see you, Secret Bagent Man.
It didn't take long.
the Mark Carman game.
This is the Mark Carman game. I'm happy for Mark.
You listen to Eric Williams. Say his name, Hoge.
Tyson Bagent?
Yes, thank you. It's good to hear it.
That Bagent guy.
Hey, that Bagent guy. He had a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys want to hear a special announcement?
Yeah.
I
Let's
got
go.
one right off the top.
Really?
Of the show.
boy.
Yeah.
Do I know about this?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
I don't. What is it? Is it more pizza?
I think you can get pizza there. Actually, you can. I'm relatively sure. Hey, next Sunday. Let's get my days right. Sunday night, the Bears play the Chargers.
Yep,
You guys
prime
aware
time.
of this? We are going to be at a Fireplace Inn.
They flexed us out of the studio.
Yeah, we've been flexed out of the studio.
What?
Bagent Impact out of the studio for
Live
Bagent.
show?
Let me do the announcement.
Oh, I didn't know. This is all a surprise to me.
For now, it is a confirmed watch party.
Okay.
We're hoping to be able to do the shows there. That is not 100% confirmed, but that is hopefully the plan. So I was told, do not promise.
Run before
No
you walk.
promise about it.
Run
Yeah.
before you walk before you run.
But this is
Walk
presented
before
by
you run.
Goose Island.
But we will be there. Fireplace Inn?
That was the longest honk wait ever.
Sorry, I missed it.
Presented by Goose Island, and we're going to have tons of specials and more details this week. So stay tuned. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So Bears are on the road. We're going to go just down the road, and we're going to have a fun watch party regardless. Hopefully be able to do the shows there as well. Fireplace Inn on Wells, old hangout spot. I used to live in Old Town. We used to go there all the time. It's a great place. It's a great place.
Trying
Excited
to get
about
the
it.
first winning streak in the Matt Eberflus era.
The question is, who's going to be starting at quarterback?
There's no question. Come on. We all know the answer.
If Justin Fields is healthy next week, Mark Carman, who is starting at quarterback?
They're going to start Justin Fields if he's healthy, but he's not going to be healthy. But
Why
they should,
are you going to break his other thumb?
oh my gosh. Hey, I'm not writing off QB1.
Who? You talking about Bagent? Or you talking about Fields?
Okay, see, I'm not looking to be in the middle of all that. All I'm looking to be in the middle of is, look, the dude got out there in the preseason. He went 13 for 14. He came in last week. He went 10 for 14. All he does is see the field, spray the ball around, complete third downs, has some moxie. How could you not love when he's running for a first down, giving a little bit of this to the crowd? Come on. The guy's been here for 5 seconds, and he's getting people fired up at Soldier Field. There is nothing not to like about this guy, and I don't want to hear he's team checked down, he's team this. You do not know. That's what they let him do today. That's what he did. The Bears won a football game. He did exactly what he was asked to do. Bears defense is continuing to show up that they actually are on the right path. Matt Eberflus, congratulations on that. And Bagent, I don't know how you come out of that game not wanting to see more of what he can do.
Is this the Bagent guide?
I don't think they're.
No, I mean, we do a Fields guide.
Oh.
Is
We
this
do have
the-
a Bagent guide for you.
Is
I
that
was
what
just
this
going to
is?
call it Bagent Stats. But, yeah, officially it is a Bagent guide. So his stats today are really similar to what I was painting pregame as, like, the best-case scenario. I had him, closer to 180 on the yardage, but otherwise completing. What is 21 divided by 29? Someone quick.
Well, 21 of 30 would be, what, 7 of 10? Am I making that up?
Over 70%.
Yeah, so I just asked for 60%. 72% passing.
That's second in the NFL in completion percentage coming into today. He probably will be number one after today. Number one in the NFL.
Most importantly,
Number one. Facts.
No turnovers in this game. I want to point out a big number, though, for you that I think is interesting here. If we're going to actually talk about, Bagent, maybe perhaps what he could be. But one sack, just one sack, that really stood out to me because there was a couple times in this game where I said out loud in my little corner over there, that's a sack 10 out of 10 times if it's Justin Fields.
It's on the notes.
And I promise you I'm not going to sit here. We're not going to do this comparison, constantly. But that is one thing that, in my opinion, and it's maybe it's the only thing, but Bagent gets the ball out. And I thought today I'm not going to sit here and say he was processing the whole field, but I think he was processing when it seemed like he always knew where the check down was when he had to get there, if that makes sense. There was actually a couple times I thought he held onto the ball a little too long. But instead of getting sacked, he got it. Even if it was like completely horizontal to his left, he got the ball out, didn't take a sack. They picked up 2-3 yards, whatever it is. And that was consistent throughout the game. So that part I liked. I really liked that part.
Yeah, and let's give him – look, the touchdown pass to Deontay Foreman, it's not going to get huge attention.
No, I agree with this.
But there was a zillion things going on in that play. He's under pressure. Where am I going to go? I'm going right there. And Foreman made a nice play to get to the end zone. But he was able to figure out where he was under duress in the red zone. How many times have the Bears been in that situation and they don't get 6? And they got 6 there, and it was a big deal.
But it's the perfect example of any quarterback. Not just Fields. Like you said, we're going to do our best to not do this versus situation that I'm sure is already occurring on Bears Twitter. But in that moment, getting it to Deontay Foreman, and not just Bears Twitter, Bears fans walking out of Soldier Field right now. This is what fans do. But that play to Foreman that you're talking about, the check down for the touchdown, just make the simple throw. Don't force it into coverage. Let your player do the work for you.
And it wasn't that simple. That was not an easy throw. It was again heavy duress, and he was able to stay calm in the moment, find his guy. And Deontay Foreman, I mean, a great day for Tyson Bagent. Deontay Foreman, great day for you. Where's this guy been all year? Bench for the first 5 games. I get it. The Bears have a very crowded running back room, but he played his ass off today. That guy was phenomenal.
They have 3 solid running backs.
Yeah. Before we get to Deontay Foreman, let's stay here on the quarterback. Okay, we know what a bad backup looks like in this town.
Right.
Okay. You didn't have to look far today to see one of those.
We used
to be on the team.
We used to our bad
and
backup.
he couldn't throw an accurate pass to save his life today. On the other side, he was wearing a white jersey with black numbers on it. Like, Brian Hoyer was awful today. And why I think this is relevant and important here with Bagent is, like, at minimum, Bagent did not look like a backup quarterback today. He really didn't. Like, and we can get into the details about what they let him do and not do and all that, but like, it doesn't matter what they asked him to do. He did calmly, confidently. The few times he had to throw the ball a little bit downfield, at least intermediate level throws on 3rd down, he put the ball where it's supposed to be. Unlike Brian Hoyer, it's over here, it's down here, it's way up here. I mean, like, there's a lot that I did like with Bagent today, even though, yes, they really, like, I don't think they let him throw it downfield once.
Right.
And let's not forget, he threw a nice touchdown pass to DJ Moore that Moore couldn't hold on to.
Yep, that too. And he
Really
actually,
nice
maybe his worst play of the game, I think he got a little skittish, and he fired it to the back of the end zone when Mooney was open. It was like basically threw it right over his head.
I disagree. I think he threw that away.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying he threw it away. I don't think he saw Mooney on that play, which is one of the rare times where you could point to. Like, I don't think he saw him. He was just firing that ball out because he wanted to be sure not to turn it over in the red zone, which you can understand with a rookie quarterback. By the way, was that his first start? I'm pretty sure it was. For a first start in the NFL, I understand.
Rhetorical. Didn't sound like a rhetorical.
You got to work on your rhetorical tone of voice.
Okay, I'm just trying to remember. Was that his first start in the
There you
NFL.
go. There you go. That was better.
The guy
That was
who
better.
just had no chance, and how could he ever be successful out of Division II Shepherd College? How could this guy ever do it? No one in the history of the NFL who's ever been a late round pick or undrafted has ever done anything except for the guys that have gone to the Hall of Fame, like Kurt Warner. I don't know, man. Dude looks pretty capable to me. Pretty damn capable.
You want to read this super chat from your guy, the Duke?
Sure. $199.99. God love you, the Duke. I'll handle this. Justin, I want to say thank you for what you've done for this organization. It didn't work out the way anyone wanted it to. Here is a packet about unemployment benefits and resources. We wish you the best and are happy to provide you with references for future employment. Okay, so the Duke is in the let's move on and go with Bagent camp. He's not going to be the only one. That's obviously premature, but we love you, Duke. I do believe, to your point, Hoge, that if Justin's healthy, he's going to start next week. Bad thumb at all.
Yeah, I mean, back to your point, though, Hoge, as far as having backup quarterbacks that have been bad veteran, also-rans that have gone around the league, bumped around the league, and then show up as our backup quarterback. Waste of time quarterbacks, all due respect, but they just are. To have a backup that's a true developmental type quarterback, a young kid, no expectations, let him develop on his own curve. He comes out today, didn't ask him to do too much. He executed it efficiently, got it out quick, had a little. To me, what I love about him is his energy, the way he stays on his toes. He really does. He does have composure in the pocket. He climbs the pocket nicely. He shifts to each side when there's an opening, but he stays on his toes. That's the thing that I think really stood out to me the most. He's not flat-footed. He's not lackadaisical in any kind of motion he does, whether it's play action or, doing the RPO or just a true, all of it just seems to have, like we were joking on the watch along, but it's like a pep in his step. But I think when you stay alert like that, it gives you better technique and better mechanics.
Yes, I agree with you.
Well, at what you're hinting at, Braggs, I feel like is experience. Like
that's another thing.
And like there's just small things in this game where you saw it. Like a couple times he scrambled. Pump fake, like just a little pump fake, like there's little stuff like that that is an indication that the game was not moving too fast for him today. And that's encouraging to me. Like again, I go back to the calm, the confidence. It translated to the field. I think pregame I joked around a little bit about, hey, yeah, we've had plenty of confident quarterbacks here, and then they go on the field, and then bye confidence. Today, it carried on all the way through the end.
He did it in the preseason on that run up the middle, if people remember it. He picked up like 17 down by the end zone, and he gets up and he does the point. And that's when I basically fell in love with the guy. I'm like, whoa, a little bit of moxie from somebody. Like it felt like a little bit over the top, but like, oh my God, this dude believes in himself. And then again today with the hand,
yeah.
And later in the game when we're trying to put the game on ice, it's 3rd and 6. They run a nice little pick play. Feeney comes, goes up and he hits more, and he's given a little bit of the fist. Like it was a huge game sealing play.
He's not a typical, like you'd say Division II out of Shepherd, and you think of that type of quarterback, but I think a lot of people wouldn't realize it, from a statistical standpoint out of college, he's one of the more decorated college quarterbacks ever. Yes, it's from Shepherd, but to your point about that experience, how many passing attempts in his college career? How many passing touchdowns? How many passing yards? That adds up. And now you get to the NFL level. Okay, he played against Division II talent, but he also played with Division II talent to get those numbers. Now he's at the NFL, and he's got NFL players around him. So, if he keeps his, technique and his mechanics the way they were in college and translates it to the NFL, this is a great stepping stone. And if he plays next week, I'll be intrigued and excited to see how he does next week.
Don't forget, too, that he also had opportunities to go play for D1 schools last year and decided not to do that. And maybe that was a mistake. Maybe if he transfers to, a Power 5 school and plays well, maybe he gets drafted. But, whatever. He's taking advantage of his opportunity now, the one that was presented to him. Here's Andrew, $9.99 Super Chat. To save their jobs, I don't think they want to see Justin again. They know what Justin brings, and if the Bears turn it around with Bagent, they can point to their guy running their system. So, I don't want to completely avoid this type of talk on this show.
Don't avoid anything. Let's go.
This is the NFL, and a lot of this stuff is on the table. I agree with you that I think when Justin's healthy, Justin plays. There is a trade deadline coming up in a week. The big elephant, I think, in the organization right now is what does Ryan Poles truly think of Justin Fields at this point? And we don't know the answer to that. My hunch is, though, that they are starting to go down the road of what's next.
Well,
and I think we've seen that with them scouting Notre Dame games and North Carolina games and putting the work in, as they should. But it's an interesting question with all this floating around, and don't forget the time of year we're in, too, with that trade deadline looming a week from Tuesday.
Yeah, I have a hard time getting to any real scenario where they trade Justin, but I will come along with you. Look, Matt Eberflus, you can't really take a whole lot of what he says and extrapolate much from it because he's just trying to get through every press conference and not insult any of his players or coaches. But when he talks about Bagent, he is very complimentary of him. Now, do you think he's just doing that on his own, or do you think that there's a lot of complimentary talk going on in that building around it and he's echoing it? Because I would go with the latter. I would say that he is aware that the people that matter in that building also share a positive opinion on Bagent. So, and now he's started an NFL game. Now he's won an NFL game. Now he hasn't embarrassed himself. Now he's made some pretty, important decisions in key moments of the game.
Luke Getsy obviously liked this guy to the Senior Bowl.
Luke Getsy liked him in the Steelers. They're not reversing thoughts on any of their positive.
I don't
thoughts.
think they're surprised at how he played today.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I think they also, with the game plan, shows you that there's still, the training wheels are still on a little bit. But here's the thing about that. They should be.
Right.
They should be.
Yeah.
And especially with this matchup.
Right.
You had one guy to defeat on defense, really, today. You just couldn't let Max Crosby ruin the game. And so a lot of the things they did, I think, hopefully, I would like to assume they would have done even if Justin Fields was playing quarterback today.
Well, and can I add that? It wasn't just don't let Max Crosby beat you, but don't let yourself beat you.
Yeah.
And by not turning the football over and not putting your quarterback in a position to turn it over, by giving him, wide receiver screens, different reverses, simple check down, options and quick passes. That takes out the having to read the field, or if Oakland's going to disguise coverages and different things to try to get him to throw in a window that he's not used to.
Look, winning football teams, I agree with what you're saying, and I just want to underline, winning football teams, they move the ball down the field. It's not like you're watching Patrick Mahomes fire 30-yard passes all day long. It's just boom, 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 boom. I mean, and just
the Bears relatively consistently moved the ball today, except for when they committed a penalty and backed themselves up. Which we need to get to, too, because that was the one big problem offensively today. Nathan's got a really good super chat here, $20. He says, think the chat is missing that Tyson's ability to get the ball out quickly helped the running game, which helped the passing game and made it easier for our defense. If Fields is in, they load the box and shut us down.
Yeah,
no, that's a great point schematically, is that when you're throwing quick horizontal passes to the outside, they can't just put everybody inside the inside the hashes. Like they have to spread out their defense too, and that brings guys out of the box, and then the running game works. And I don't know. Again, I don't want to say that they couldn't have done that with Justin today, but I don't think there's any question that it's actually not even debatable. It's just a fact. Like Tyson Bagent gets the ball out faster.
Bagent sees the field better than Fields.
I don't know about that. No, that's not at all what I'm saying.
I'm saying that.
Well,
I'm saying
based on what evidence? Because
based on the amount of players that touch the football every time he's out there.
You're not listening to what he's saying,
you're
though.
missing this. Yeah,
You're missing the point. You're seeing the field is 4 reads, deep progressions. That's not what was in the playbook today.
I understand, but he still has to. Okay, you want to say that he understands the offense better? How do you want to phrase it? How would you want that?
No.
Pre-snap,
he just gets rid of the ball faster.
Seeing the field pre-snap is different than seeing the field post-snap. So he's seeing what he needs to see pre-snap. So I agree with that.
He might end up seeing the overall field better, but that was not proven today.
Okay. However you want to define it. Getting rid of okay, let's go back to last week. First play of the game. Okay?
Right, that's not going through progressions. That's just freezing.
One read.
That's one read and freezing.
To Velas.
That's
right.
what I'm talking about.
So okay.
Bagent throws that ball.
Right.
It's second down and 5.
Okay.
On to the next play.
Okay, so what are you
not a sack.
What are you calling? What do you Luke Getsy this week said that Justin should have thrown that.
But that's not reading. Okay,
I'm not talking. I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you both a question.
Okay.
What do you want to call that he didn't do there? Did he not understand the play? Did he not see the field? If you don't want to say it's progression,
He did not get the ball out.
I'm
fast.
glad you brought this up because I was thinking about this weekend as we continue to talk about that play throughout the whole week. I think that play is going to go down as like the defining moment of Justin Fields' time here being over. If that makes sense. Like, I've gone over that play a million times, talked to so many different people about it last week. It kept coming up, and I don't love the scheme at the end of the day. I didn't think first read being the fullback, going empty, all that. But all that being said, it was there. You have to throw the ball. And you're asking me what that was?
Yeah.
It's just a guy freezing.
Okay.
It's like a mental block. I don't know how else to explain it.
Because he doesn't understand the playbook, because he doesn't see the field,
No,
whatever.
He's literally
He's just frozen. He's just frozen.
He knew
He's
the
just frozen.
play.
Yes.
Listen, Cole Kmet was on the show. I can't even remember anymore. But he said that Fields pre-snap read the play correctly, called block right. He set up the offensive line. He knew the guy was coming free. He knew his first read was to the right, to Kari. He just froze.
Just like
He
Carm
looked
just
at
did.
it, and that
You got. Okay.
That's
I'm
not
okay. I'm giving up my argument. I don't care what the hell you.
What
guys
do you
want.
think he did?
There are a million quarterbacks.
I think
there
in
are
the moment he's so scattered that the way I'm defining it is that he's so scattered in the moment that he doesn't see the field, that the guy's right freaking there.
He sees it.
Then why didn't he throw it?
There
Because he froze.
There are
Okay,
plenty of quarterbacks. Hold on. There are plenty of quarterbacks that can take you in a film room and tell you exactly, can take you pre-snap and tell you what they're looking at, take you in a film room and tell you where they should have thrown the ball. But in the moment, they look at it and they just can't let it go. That's what happened to him on that play.
Okay, all right, fine. You can define it that way. Justin Fields has the yips and Bagent doesn't. Is that what you want to say? Is that how you want to define it?
No, I don't.
He's got the freeze yips. He's got the freeze.
I think.
Yes.
He's got the freeze. Freeze.
Yes.
Fields has the freeze, and Bagent,
At times,
Bagent has
yes.
the flow.
There's other times
Fields,
where
freeze,
he can
Bagent,
just
flow.
let it go, like the Washington game. And there's other times where we talk about this, when you're throwing with anticipation. And an anticipatory throw, it means you're just letting it go. You have to know it's going to be there before you see it there. And Fields so many times has to see it first before he can let it rip. That's his biggest issue and hurdle he has to go overcome. And maybe one day he will, but it may not be in a Bears uniform.
Okay, I'm exhausted already. I
don't know why you're so exhausted.
just trying to explain
because you guys are making it. I think you guys are boiling it into one little zone. Like he's got to sit. For you to say that Bagent is seeing the field better, he's got to drop back, go through a special 1, 2, 3, 4, throw to 3. Which, by the way, he has done. I'm saying that in the moment when you're under pressure, and you got to get rid of it, and you got to find your check down, you got to know where people are, and everything's moving 1,000 miles an hour. To me, that also would fall under seeing the field, knowing where, having the comfort zone. Okay, boom, and he does that. So that's how I'm defining at this point the way that he is seeing it better than Justin. Now, if you want to say that Justin's freezing it, that he sees it, but he just doesn't throw it.
I actually think we're using the wrong word. I think he feels it better. If
Okay,
that makes sense. Because they're really. I can't wait to go back and watch this tape. But I don't really feel like there were a lot of get to your third progression even in this game.
They didn't ask him to do it, right?
And there wasn't much downfield. But the feel for knowing, kind of that sixth sense, right? I know I got to get rid of the ball now. And I know the entire time I'm looking over here, I know my check down's over here. And at the last second, I can just go boom.
Right.
And what I think Greg is accurately saying is that even in that moment, if Fields gets there and he knows that his guy's over there, he still has to look at him before he actually throws it.
That's right.
He can't just unload it.
Right.
And in the NFL, there just isn't that much time.
Right.
Look, guys, I hate this. I really like Justin Fields.
So do I.
Loved him coming out. Still want this to work out. I think we all do. But when the same issue is on the tape every single week, even during the good games, there's not the throw a guy open throw, at least not enough of it. And the timing just isn't there. It's just at some point you have to accept that that's what it is. Now, I continue to think that in a better situation with more experience, maybe perhaps better design around him that's catered to knowing what, because even going back to that last play last week, the thing I hate about the design of it is that's not what he does. So why are you asking him to do it?
Right. I agree.
But that said, you still got to throw the ball. So I still think he can have success in this league. I just feel like we've gotten to the point, we've been down this road before, we know how this goes. I think it's on its way towards a conclusion. And that sucks. But in the meanwhile, all we can judge today is what Tyson Bagent did or did not do, and he did his job today. 8 of 13 on I saw a chat earlier that was Fields had these same exact numbers, you guys would be killing them. And I'm like, no, because if Fields had these low passing numbers, I guarantee you they didn't go 8 of 13 on third down.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I guarantee you there was a turnover in there. I guarantee you there was more than one sack in there. Right? I'll go. I don't have time to do it right now. We can go through the games where Fields' numbers weren't eye-popping. But I guarantee you the third down numbers were lower, the sack numbers were higher, and just the overall, you don't need the numbers. You just watch the game and you understand, that was either a good game or it wasn't. Today was a good game for Tyson Bagent.
Right, and the standard is different too. If this was Justin Fields' first game as a rookie, even out of Ohio State, and they win by 30, and he has these same numbers, we'd be like, okay, all right, here we go.
And it's not fair to compare their first starts. There's totally different situations. And Matt Nagy rightfully basically got himself fired that day in Cleveland. But that was a similar situation. Well, and I guess that maybe this is where we talk about Luke Getsy a little bit more and throw him the right amount of praise, because that was a similar situation that day where it was just you couldn't let Myles Garrett beat you. You couldn't let them wreck the game. They had a couple pass rushers in that game you had to be worried about.
Yeah. And
they came out with no help, no tight ends, just 5 offensive linemen, empty nonsense, and it was a disaster.
Fired that day.
And it was a disaster. But that's more on the coaching.
Yeah,
not on Fields.
And to the whole point about whether it's over or not over, look, Justin didn't play well last week, but the prior 2 weeks he had great weeks, and the Bears won one of the football games. So that wasn't a year ago, it was 2 weeks ago. So they still, I think, if you ask them right now who has a higher upside between the two, I still think they probably would say Fields. And so, which is why I think he's going to play when he gets healthy at some point. Would be my guess.
It's no secret why one went number
11
exactly. overall, and the other one went undrafted.
Right. Whatever. He's not going to be honest, but I asked Matt Eberflus on Friday, does it matter in essence how Bagent does? Justin is our starting quarterback. Now he might be lying.
Our quarterback.
He might be lying, but I don't think he is.
We can go through so many hypotheticals, but I'll throw one at you right now. for some reason, injury, whatever, Bagent plays the rest of the year, plays well. Bears still get Carolina's pick, number 1 overall. Are they taking Caleb Williams?
Yes.
I think they still are.
I think they are too.
Of course they are.
So,
I think they are.
yeah.
But the scenario that we talked about last week, which I think is it's a long way to go. A lot of teams with 1 win. Carolina can start winning football games. Carolina's got a bunch of winnable games coming up here. By the way, they also play the Bears. So we got a long way to go before they actually have that. Anyway, we kind of got off track. We were supposed to just.
I know we said we weren't going to do the.
But that's going to be the
Fields
conversation.
versus Bagent, but it's an impossible conversation to avoid. Every fan, media, everyone's going to be talking about this.
You don't think they're talking about this at House Hall tonight?
1,000% they are.
What's field status? Bagent did this. I mean, if anything, they can buy themselves a week here. If Fields is like 50-50, dicey to play next week.
Well, that's a good one. By the way, if they could pick right now, hey, let's let Bagent play let's have him play the next 2 weeks, and Justin's not healthy versus Justin's ready to go next Sunday versus the Chargers. I think they'd rather play Bagent in the next against the Chargers and against the Saints, and then we can reassess where we're at with Fields on November the 9th, and or more specifically probably November 19th.
And if you're Fields, though, and you feel like you're ready to play, you're pounding the table that
I'm ready.
You're saying, I'm ready because,
And if it goes that way and Justin starts playing great. And if he doesn't, you still have a lot of season left. By the way, they're 3 games back of the Lions who got killed today. Here we go.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
I mean, the
How does
Bears.
the Lions. Is it because I put $5 on the Lions to win the Super Bowl 2 days ago? Is that why they did that today?
I mean,
it is.
I don't know, but the final on that one was Ravens 38. The Fighting Dan Campbell 6.
You still want Ben Johnson as your head coach?
Who said Ben Johnson? Was that him?
Everybody?
no, I don't want Ben Johnson's. I'm done with the whole offensive coordinators that have never had head coaching experience. I want Jim Harbaugh.
Here we go.
And Greg Roman.
Okay.
That's who I want. And I'm not going to stop saying it until it happens.
I want to take a sip of this Goose Island IPA because it tastes really good, and the Bears won, and I deserve a beer. Because CHGO is supported by Goose Island Beer Company. Chicago's beer since 1988. This is one of their many options. The Goose Island IPA. They also have Oktoberfest going strong right now. The Beer Hug family. All kinds of different versions of the Beer Hug. And then 312 Wheat Ale. Full Pocket Pills. Grab Ultra Fresh brewery exclusive beers at Goose Island's original brew house on Clyburn in Lincoln Park, or from their tap room on Fulton Street in Westtown. Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago's beer.
Things are heating up at the ballpark, by the way, not just at football fields, but we're watching the baseball playoffs too. Every team is playing to finish the season strong, make it to the playoffs. DraftKings Sportsbook. If you don't want to bet on the NFL, if you've lost enough money there, well, then go over to baseball.
You could just read the NFL read.
I could do that too.
It's up to you.
You
could keep struggling through the MLB one too.
I mean, hey, DraftKings will take your money on either side, but that's fine. I probably should be reading the NFL one. So let's do that. Bet $5 on any game this week. $200 instantly in bonus bets. That's what you do at DraftKings, by the way. It applies for both baseball and football. DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of a sweetener in every game the rest of October. It's probably going to go on in November, too, I would guess. Yes, a lot of afternoon games coming up here, and you could even, bet a little Monday night action with the 49ers and the Vikings. There's an option for you. And it'll be so fun to bet Sunday night next week against when the Bears and the Chargers go. Or tonight, Eagles and the Dolphins make some money. Do it with DraftKings. Bet $5, get $200 in instant bonus bets. Get in on the game day greatness. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Now use that code CHGO. New customers, once again, $200 instantly in bonus bets when you bet $5 on the NFL. Use that code CHGO only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. 888-789-7777. Or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles. 21 or over, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
Wow, you do that last part really well.
That's great.
Like, I can't do that.
We know.
Yeah.
You can.
I can't do that last part. And issuance. That was the word I messed up last time.
Issuance.
You've messed that up multiple
I
times.
keep calling it
Assurance, yeah.
Like
I have an issuance with how you say issuance.
And I assurance you that I'll never say that again.
Hey, DraftKings. Speaking of DraftKings, here is your DraftKings King of
Crown
the game. Deontay Foreman, how about this? He had over 30 fantasy points, 16 attempts, 89 rushing yards. Also had 31 receiving yards, 3 total touchdowns, including being on the receiving end from Tyson Bagent on his first career NFL touchdown. Big day for Foreman. Didn't completely surprise me here. He was close last week to breaking a couple, and he did get banged up late in the game, which is too bad. I don't think he ever did. I don't think he came back in after that, after getting banged up. So that's going to be something to watch. But I wanted to I took my sweatshirt off during the break there, mainly because I was hot, but also because I wanted to highlight the word football that's on this shirt of mine from Obvious Shirts, because you know what the Bears did today? They played some football.
They really did.
Hell yeah, they did.
Like some hard-nosed football. Offensive linemen moving dudes downfield. The running backs running through guys. Not a huge fan of trying to hurdle them, but it worked one time out of like 4. I'd prefer to see you keep your feet on the ground. But there was, especially that last scoring drive, they really like methodically moved down the field with some tough football. And Bagent made some good decisions when he was throwing it. So I was impressed with that.
I completely agree. You're a 1-5 football team. Early on when we were doing the live watch along, I was looking at the Bears like, are they ready to play? Because it doesn't look like they're ready to play.
Oh, it looked terrible at the beginning.
And then all of a sudden, they just started cracking the living hell out of the Raiders all day long. That was a team that showed a lot of pride today, wanted to win a football game, and seemed to get more and more confident as the day went along, which was awesome to see. By the way, did you see Jake in the chat here? Apparently, Tyson Bagent got a game ball from Matt Eberflus. And the team yells speech. He gives a quick thank you and references Justin going down last week and appreciates everyone. Bagent and Foreman also embraced quickly. They showed it on the Fox postgame show. The Bears are coming together. They're playing football on the field, and they're having a kumbaya in the locker room. Hoge.
I don't know why I would have given the game ball to Phil Snow.
Yeah.
I mean, Phil Snow shows up. I guess they got a garbage time touchdown at the end, but otherwise didn't really give up a touchdown. Jaylon Johnson, all he needed was Phil Snow. Guy hadn't had an interception in 2 years. He gets 2 in 5 minutes. Pick 6.
Flus needed a Robin to his Batman, and he looked around the NFL, and he identified Phil Snow.
And he said, does anybody want to work here?
And he said, please come, because it looks like I'm getting fired. I need somebody who also doesn't have a job and doesn't care about their future employment to come help me. And if we turn this around, I promise you're going to get an enormous raise, and we're going to hang out and win Super Bowls together. And Snow looked him in the eye and said, yes, I'll do it. And now instantly impact. Snow. Let it snow.
Let it snow. The run game, like you were saying, going back to that with Deontay Foreman. That's what I've been asking for basically since week 2. Stick to the run. It's going to help any quarterback out, especially a rookie quarterback, in making his first career start. And that war of attrition, you can see it. I mean, they were getting ready to spring them in the fourth quarter. Every single run was almost a house call, one tackle away. And to me, they haven't leaned on that enough in the crucial moments. And if they had, their record might be a little more respectable than it is right now.
Deontay Foreman, congratulations. That's what we were hoping he was going to be when they signed him. You watched his tape in Carolina the last half of the year last year, and it's like, okay, I get it. I understand Ryan Poles. I see what you want in this guy. And you're getting him for a third of the price of David Montgomery, which nobody really liked at the time. I wanted David Montgomery to be here. Braggs was not a huge fan. But regardless, it felt like a decent move when you looked at the 900-plus yards that Foreman got with Carolina once they traded Christian McCaffrey. Slow start, but he certainly showed out today.
Defense deserves a lot of credit for today and also. We're having fun with the Phil Snow thing because Carm loves Phil Snow, even though he's never met him or heard of him until Monday.
Mid-show.
Phil Snow, everybody, Beef Jerky 3. He's in there. It's a building Snow bandwagon. Yes.
Is Matt Eberflus a good defensive coordinator? Defense is trending in the right direction.
It really is. I mean, since the Denver game, and you have to remember their entire secondary was out at that point. And now that they've got Jaylon Johnson and Kyler Gordon back, since then, what have the numbers been? Washington, Minnesota, and Oakland. The defense has really held it down. Jake was talking about it on the live watch along, but they're playing some football defensively.
And they still don't have much of a pass rush.
Next to none. I wish they would have sent more.
They're still really not getting home that much. I mean, Brian Hoyer's jersey wasn't dirty until late in the second quarter.
True story. And the thing that I like about Flus as far as the defensive coordinator, when they show him over there and he's sweating and the hair is slicked back and he's super, super intense and he's calling his plays like, oh, this looks at least like the thing that you're good at. You look awful comfortable in this role. You got a lot of passion calling these plays. You have a distinct idea of exactly what you want. Okay, Flus, I see you. Maybe you should be the defensive coordinator of the team.
Well, and the other thing that always frustrated me to start the year, I mean, we talked so much here in the last few weeks about how they need to get to the quarterback with more than just sending 4. But the thing that's always really stood out to me, too, is this zone they constantly play, giving up 3rd and longs. And the one thing that really, I mean, there's better football evaluators than I, but when you go to camp and you watch Jaylon Johnson and Tyreek Stevenson and Kyler Gordon in one-on-one drills, and you watch how they battle in those, in those sessions, you can tell these guys are good in man coverage. And you saw a lot of that today where Jaylon Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, these guys are battling. They're grinders. And I really like what I'm seeing from Tyreek Stevenson as a rookie. Jaylon Johnson, obviously a big day from him. 2 interceptions. Got the last laugh with Devontae Adams. They both took turns playing one of the best wide receiver route runners in all of football. So, I like that adjustment too. Get up on, press these guys a little bit. Play a little more man coverage.
Well, and I think we got to give Flus credit for that. I mean, we're sitting here early on in the game. Why the hell is Jaylon Johnson not shadowing Devontae Adams? Like, what are they doing? And I think at the end of the day, it worked out the way they played him. They were switching him around. Tyreek Stevenson had a good game. At the end, Adams ends up with 7 catches on 12 targets for 57 yards, which is, fine for a player that good. His longest catch was 15. Same thing for Jacoby Myers. 7 catches, 50 yards. He did have the 1 touchdown at the end in garbage time. Longest gain was 15. In fact, they didn't have a passing play over 15 in this game. Now, part of that was probably Brian Hoyer, if we're being fair. Also, small shout-out to Aiden O'Connell, who's a Stevenson grad, local kid. That had to be pretty cool for him to come in the game and get a touchdown drive at Soldier Field.
Should have started him. Horrible decision by the Raiders.
Well, I mean, we can get – I agree. Like, what in God's name is Josh McDaniels doing when he goes for it on 4th down, 4th and 4 from the 9, gets it, but then 3 plays later kicks the field goal after wasting 2 minutes. Like, at that point, man, you're committed. You just wasted 2 minutes. It's the 4th quarter. You got to go for the touchdown now.
It's 21-3, yo. What are you
bizarre.
doing? What are you doing there, Josh? You're making Matt Eberflus look like Bill Belichick. Thank you.
He's not a good coach.
Josh McDaniels?
Not a good coach.
Same thing, right? Good OC.
Maybe.
Know your role.
I mean,
this is a second chance of being a head coach. It's not going well.
That was amazing. Let me start this veteran Brian Hoyer because
Can't throw an accurate pass.
Because we're trying to make the playoffs and we're playing a Bears team that looks beatable versus Aiden O'Connell, who's played pretty decent when he's gotten a chance. Or I couldn't believe that decision. Thanks. I'm not saying that the Bears wouldn't have won if O'Connell started, but that didn't make any sense. And then his in-game, God bless him. So that was nice.
Yeah. The Raiders definitely helped today.
But the defensive thing real fast. Tyreek Stevenson, hey, Ryan Poles, congratulations. It looks like you got yourself a pretty damn good draft pick there. I wanted Jaylon to follow Devontae Adams around, but regardless of any of that, as far as what this guy's been able to do in his brief time in the NFL, he's got, talk about moxie, balls, whatever you want to call it. He's in there, no doubt about it. 29's been playing. I like him. And he's also going to do stuff where you're like, that's terrible, and you're a rookie, and this is far from perfect. But if you look at what that guy's capable of doing, big corner physical, I like it.
Yeah, a lot to like from the defense today. And again, they're doing this without much of a pass rush. I mean, I think that's what's encouraging is like if you could still add a Max Crosby-like player to your defense, now you got something really going. Because they keep talking about this rush and cover working together, and like to me, it's like, well, the cover's working when they're healthy. Reminder that they didn't have Eddie Jackson today, right? So, but it's been better because Flus, I think, has done a pretty good job of knowing when to send pressure, being exotic with that pressure. So that's where I think Flus deserves some credit.
Hey, Braggs, good day for the tank, by the way.
I've been hearing, I don't know the exacts, but I heard a bunch of one-win teams have won today.
Giants and New England, both one-win teams, both got wins.
How's Denver doing?
Denver's up 3-0 on the Green Bay Packer.
Let's go.
So
And Carolina's got a bye this week.
that's a win-win if they beat the Packers. Packers lose.
And
And the Broncos pick up their second win.
Win-win.
Good day for the good day for the tank, baby.
I think the Bears blowing that game in the fourth quarter a few weeks ago was the greatest thing. It was just smart.
Great job.
It's a great job by Flus.
He's ahead of the curve.
Just tank the fourth quarter.
They're playing 4D chess.
Hoge, remember when you said the Bears were going to win 10 games? I mean, we're back on pace. We got to get hot.
What pace? What pace?
We're back on pace. After 10 games, they'll be 4-10. After 15 games, they'll be 6. They'll be
4-10 after 10 games. Okay.
Hey, nobody on this show has ever claimed to be
after
good at
14
math.
games. They'll
No,
be 4-10.
he actually did claim to be good at math while he mocked me about how bad I was at math. And since then, every math thing that's come along,
that was
he's
terrible.
made
That was
himself look like a
embarrassing.
fool.
So hold on. The Bears are on pace right now for how many wins? Can we get to roughly 6?
I mean, they're 2-5. They've played 7 games.
Or
They've got
probably
9
5
left.
wins.
They're 5.2 wins.
Yeah.
All right. That's a 2-game improvement.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm talking contract extension if we get to 5. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I know Jaylon Johnson is talking contract extension right now. In the post-game presser, he is quoted saying, it's time to meet me at the negotiating table.
Okay.
First 2 picks in 2 years.
All right. For the record,
Cash that check.
I like Jaylon a lot. I want the Bears to give him a contract extension. And Jaylon had 2 picks today. But Jaylon did not have a great game. Jaylon had a bad pass interference call.
Jaylon's via Sean Hammond on Twitter. Jaylon Johnson said he agreed with the defensive pass interference, that call that went against him on the deep ball. In case there was any doubt, his touchdown celebration was absolutely making a point. Johnson says he's been ready to meet at the negotiating table.
I believe him. I don't think he's asking for, top end dollars, but he's asking to be paid fairly. And that number is, 15, 16, 17 million a year. You doing it?
Stop giving away good players.
Okay, that's what's going to cost. I'm totally okay with paying him, but you have a lot of needs. So he might be in a position where, again, to your point, stop giving away good players. That's a good player. Keep him. I'm totally fine with it, but he might be, if they don't sign him, it's because they've got so many needs, and they don't feel like they can allocate that level of dollars to him, which would
you
be
said the
unfortunate.
trade deadline's what, a week away? You said, Hoge?
It's a week from Tuesday.
A week from Tuesday.
Halloween, right?
Yeah, it's on Halloween.
They're not trading
What's
him.
more likely? What's more? You only get two options here. What's more likely? Contract extension in the next 10 days, or that he's traded in the next 10 days?
I'd go contract extension.
Ooh, should I ask the chat? Seems like a good idea.
Ask you. Yeah, okay. More curious in the chat quarterback question. I would love to know what the chat.
For the record, not that there was any doubt, but Matt Eberflus is already quoted as saying, Justin's our starting quarterback. Tyson's the backup.
Yeah, and that's not changing.
Not even sure that needed to be asked, but okay.
I asked it on Friday.
Did you?
I did. I didn't ask it like that. I just said, is there anything, let's just say for argument's sake that Bagent plays great. Is there any scenario that he could, Justin's our quarterback?
You guys are unbelievable.
Well, let's not be real here. He can't say it, but what do you think the conversations are going to be to your point earlier?
Right. Well, but that's like more long term. I don't think there's any doubt that the second Justin Fields can play in practice, he's going to take starter snaps, be the starter.
Mm-hmm.
I think what then you wonder is if he comes back, struggles, that's when you have a quarterback controversy.
Right, and that's where it turns into if Justin struggles, this is where it turns into the Rex is our quarterback thing. Because what ultimately happened with the Rex is our quarterback?
Rex wasn't the quarterback.
Rex wasn't.
Rex
and
Grossman is our
and
quarterback.
Lovey just every week
Rex is our
was
quarterback.
staring him right in the face. And everybody's like, come on, this week, Lovey, you going to admit it? Rex is our quarterback. Rex is our quarterback. And this coaching staff's clock is ticking. So they don't get to wait a couple years. They don't get to play this out. They have to make quick decisions to save their own asses. So, I mean, it's for everyone's benefit that he comes back and plays well. But if he doesn't, it absolutely turns into, a contentious situation at Hallis Hall. I guarantee it. But, option A is he plays well and everyone's happy. That's option A.
There's going to be some weird energy at Hallis Hall this week. Going to be a little bit of weird energy with Bagent playing well.
Super chat here from our guy, the Duke, 1999. Pour the KY in the pool and throw this chat in it. And let's have a good old-fashioned jelly fight.
You're my boy, Blue.
You thought last week Twitter was bad. I need more popcorn.
Duke, you said you were going to come at me, so whatever you want to do on Twitter this week, I'm in.
Yeah, and I just want to say, too, I see Ryan Weiss and a few others in the chat, asking about their Super Chats. We definitely want to get to as many of your guys' Super Chats. I mean, I'm looking at 20 right now, and we appreciate literally
28.
What?
28
right now, and we literally appreciate you guys, each and every one of you, and everyone in the chat as well, for your support. It's hard to get to every single Super Chat as they're coming in, so just be patient, but we promise we'll get to them.
One thing I have not got an answer on yet, and I'm hoping we get it by the time the show's over. We're hoping to play some of Matt Eberflus here on the show. Is why Nathan Peterman took that last snap of the second half, or the second quarter, excuse me.
That was also explained in the presser.
It was?
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen that. I see Nick here has tweeted from Tyson Bagent that Bagent's response was, I've got a cannon. That was his.
That's amazing.
Mark Grody on Twitter, Bears head coach Matt Eberflus on why Nathan Peterman threw the Hail Mary at the end of the first half. Nate's got a real big arm.
Floos. Come on, man.
Am I high?
I retweeted the.
Did you go to Sunnyside? Or wait, well,
I don't think so.
no.
I think I was just watching a football game.
Yeah.
Okay, look, those guys are around those quarterbacks every single day. I must be missing something. But this is the first time it's ever occurred to me ever that maybe Nathan Peterman has a better arm than Tyson Bagent. No way. Come on, right?
All I know is that I retweeted a throw from the combine where he put it 50 yards in a bucket. You can't tell me the dude can't throw a Hail Mary.
Okay.
But, Flus can be a little slow to figuring things out.
Should we hear from the Flus?
Let's hear from the Flus.
Well, you could tell me when to stop it, but we'll get from the beginning and have a good time here.
Here we go.
Okay, good afternoon. Again, I want to thank the fans. They were outstanding today on third down for the defense. Defense felt that out there, and also I know the offense appreciated the fans as well. Being real supportive of our young quarterback and the efforts that they put out there today. So first and foremost, thank those guys. But again, a really good day. The one word that stands out to me is complimentary football. And that's really what it was all about. We wanted to come into the game and run the ball, and we did a really nice job of that, controlling the game that way, and also being able to stop the run. And I thought that was really good by the offensive and defensive line. When you can own the line of scrimmage like that, I think that's always a big positive. And then the other part of that, being up front, is that protecting the quarterback. That's a huge thing that we have to do. Give him time. And then also on defensive line, affecting the quarterback with our rush or our pressure, whatever that might be. So that was excellent there. And then obviously the ball being +3 today gives you a high percentage to win. And we capitalized that after we got that on the short field there. With Maine, we ended up scoring a touchdown there, which is great. Obviously, when you score on defense, that's also a good percentage for winning too. But that was good. Great to see Jaylon Johnson get a couple picks, multiple picks in his first time. That was cool to see that. Overall, just 14 points off the turnovers, and that was excellent. And complimentary football all around. Talk about Tyson. Like we've talked about all week, there was poise, there was pocket presence. He did get some pressures sometimes, and he did evade the rush and deliver the ball down the field, which I thought he did a really nice job of distributing the ball to the skill. And that was really good to see. Multiple receivers and all those things, but that was good. And then Deontay Foreman did a nice job of running the ball. Evans did a nice job running the ball. Those guys did a really good job. And our hats off to Chris Morgan. Chris Morgan did a really good job of setting up those runs, during the course of the week, and did a really good job in terms of, the protection. When you're dealing with a rusher like that, I think we did a solid job of that. Disrupting his timing and his pass rush. All-pro player, and you certainly got to be able to take care of that guy. And I thought we did a solid job of that during the course of the day. But with that, I'll open up to questions.
Decision to put Nathan Peterman in for that last second Hail Mary. What was that?
Yeah, I mean, Nate's got a big arm, a real big arm, and that was really outside of our normal time to do that in terms of field position. So we just put him back there.
Now with Tyson, how did he do with just the overall operation, keeping things organized, keeping everybody where they should be? His first start ever.
Yeah, I thought he did really well. He did really well in terms of the operation. Getting the play call in and out. Sometimes, because of the situation, it could be the gain that you just had or whatever. The shot clock for the play caller is going down. It's at 23 and it stops at 15, and he's got to be able to rip the call in there. And if it's a longer call, then he's got to get the call out, and then you got to get to the line of scrimmage, before you get a delay. And I thought he did a nice job of that, getting the play off, in a timely fashion all day. And he did a nice job.
So I asked you last week about what your identity was. You said you wanted it to be a team that scored a lot of points. Well, 30 points is a pretty good number to score. You ran the ball 38 times for about $1.75, give or take. Is that going to be your identity moving forward, running the ball? And if so, will it be the identity moving forward for the rest of the year, even if and when Justin comes back?
Yeah, I think there's multiple ways to win, but we believe in running the ball. We really do, because of where we live, where we play football here in Chicago, and I think that's an important part of it. And stopping the run is also very, very important to us. So that's always going to be something that we want to do. Now, you don't have to do it every game, but it's something that's good for us.
From a game planning standpoint, what went into trying to make sure that Tyson was in the best position to be able to manage the game and not put the entire game on his shoulders per se?
Yeah, that's a great question, and really that was the whole thing we wanted it to do. We want him to have good rhythm, timing, good protection. Don't let 98 wreck the game. So that was all of our keys to victory were there. And then distribute the ball to the skill. and then when you're able to run the ball the way we were, then they're able to, they have to come up and crowd the line of scrimmage, so it puts some good advantageous pass positions for us offensively. So overall, it was really good by the whole group.
Did that factor into the decision in the series right at the end of the first half to not choose to bang the timeouts and say, hey, if it runs out, it runs out? And
that was right on the cusp, So we're at 50. It was at 53. Typically you can get a playoff within 13 seconds, get up on a line and do that, and we're okay there. But it took more time. The guys got lined up. It took too long.
Before that, right? Before the third down, before you convert the third down play to not go timeout after the first or second.
Yeah, that's above our number. Yep.
And we haven't. When we talked to you Friday, you said you were going to keep monitoring Justin. Double back on Monday. Physically, how is he 2 days later? And what's the challenge for you going forward in terms of managing that as a head coach, where you have a quarterback who filled in and did not look too far out of his comfort zone?
Yeah. So with Justin, we'll see where he is tomorrow. He's going to visit with the doctors. I know his spirits are great. I know he's done a great job during the course of the week, and he did an awesome job today working with Tyson, on the sideline, talking to him before the game, going through the first 15, all the way through. So, but in terms of his health, where he is, all that, we'll know more tomorrow.
Tyreek Stevenson had several big snaps against Devontae Adams in several big moments. How would you evaluate how he did?
All right, there is most of Matt Eberflus after the game. Couple questions and answers that or some answers to some questions I had earlier. I'm still a little confused about why Peterman had to come in. Again, these guys are around these quarterbacks every day, so they have a better sense than me. But I have never considered Nathan Peterman to have a strong arm. The way Matt Eberflus just said that. He's got a big arm. I don't think he has a bad arm, but Carm, I covered the Pinstripe Bowl when Northwestern played Pitt, and Nathan Peterman got concussed in that game. That was his last college start. I'm standing right there. He's fine, but okay. If I had to guess, it had more to do with the situation. It's 4th down. There's 2 seconds left. You trust the veteran to make sure nothing horrible happens there. And by the way, didn't he fumble it?
I think it was one of the sacks of the day, because if they're saying that Bagent only took 1 sack, the Bears were listed with 2.
Yeah, I think he got sacked there.
So I don't understand the concept at all. Bagent's telling people I have a cannon. I like the fact that Bagent's sort of quietly pushing it, not even quietly. Hey, listen, I can throw a Hail Mary. Yo, Flus, the guy that you got out there, your backup quarterback, he could throw the ball in the end zone for 50 yards. You don't need to rise up the Peterman, the secret Peter.
Well, I'm not sure. But here's the thing, though. I'm not sure either one of those quarterbacks actually could have gotten the ball in the end zone from there. They were backed up pretty far. To me, that was a snap the ball, make sure the 2 seconds runs out, and then throw it away.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were going to do.
And that's why I think they just trusted Peterman to do that more than they trusted the rookie.
That would have been, well, okay, so let's just say that was it. And he's not willing to tell you that, hey, man, if we just didn't want Tyson to take a hit there, so we put Peterman out there because we don't care if he gets hurt. Is that really what it was about?
I don't think about getting hurt. I think it's just making sure that a disaster doesn't happen, which it almost did with Peterman.
Real quick, DBB with a $5 super chat saying Bagent threw the ball 56 miles per hour at the combine, same as CJ Stroud. Peterman threw it 49 at the combine. Bagent has NFL arm strength.
Yeah.
And then if we want to hear a little more from Flus, the health update about Fields, I've been told that's pretty good, and I have that if you want to play that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Let's get that. While you're queuing that up, though, there is a difference, though, between speed and one of my things on Bagent is he does throw like a nice spiral. That arm is whippy. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like, but that doesn't necessarily mean always distance. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference there. But again, I don't think they were trying to actually go for a real Hail Mary there. So here's Flus more on Justin Fields.
We haven't. When we talked to you Friday, you said you were going to keep monitoring Justin.
double back on Monday. Physically, how is he 2 days later? And what's the challenge for you going forward in terms of managing that as a head coach, where you have a quarterback who filled in and did not look too far out of his comfort zone?
Yeah, so with Justin, we'll see where he is tomorrow. He's going to visit with the doctors. I know his spirits are great. I know he's done a great job during the course of the week, and he did an awesome job today working with Tyson, on the sideline and talking to him before the game, going through the first 15, all the way through. So, but in terms of his health, where he is, all that, we'll know more tomorrow.
Justin, what is healthy? Is there any question who your starting quarterback is?
Yeah, Justin's our starting quarterback. Tyson's the backup, came in, did a nice job. And then we don't know where Justin is. We'll see where it is. We don't know if this is it's a week-to-week thing, and we'll assess it more tomorrow.
There were certain elements of the offense today where it felt like you were able to unlock it, maybe not that way the first 6 weeks. Why do you think that is? Like screen games, third downs today, he passed the ball to 7 different receivers. Why did that happen today versus the first 6 weeks?
Yeah, I just think it was all guys working together. The operation was nice. They did a nice job and distributed the ball to the skill. Let the skill run and let him move. And I thought we did a good job of that today.
That last answer was interesting, yeah, because he's always talking about that. Get the ball to the skill. And Bagent did that today.
They were better today because everybody was working together. I had to put on my brick by brick shirt because I thought we did it brick by brick today. It's a brick by brick win. Damn it.
There's a brick on the set.
I might use the brick to hit myself with that on the thing. Really? They were working together better? Okay. Tyson does a better job running our offense than Justin does, and that's why we played better today. How about that? Anybody?
What a great day for Mark Carman.
Anybody want to say that?
Buddy? No, you got this. You're right. It's your guy.
Am I missing something? Tell me I'm missing something. Maybe I am. Who runs the offense better?
Look good today. I'd like to see it for more than one game. I'd like to see it on a team.
Me too. I'd love to see it for more than one game.
Against a team that didn't turn the ball over 3 times.
Beat a bad football team today. That's right. They absolutely did. Correct.
Brian Hoyer at quarterback.
100% horrible. Yeah. Great. Yep. Absolutely. Had a lot of things going for him.
Chargers next week. Sunday Night Football in LA.
Gonna be tough. Let's go.
Brandon Staley, Vic Fangio disciple over there on defense.
That's one of the saving graces. Staley's a terrible coach. Justin Herbert's not clutch. Let's do this. Yeah, I said it.
I would like to see them.
Okay. I think Staley's a great defensive coordinator.
If you want 17 to succeed, and today was fine, but if you do a lot of run on first, run on second, and put them in third and long, that's not a great plan. So I hope they don't do that. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just enjoy today. 2-5. Damn it. Should be 3-4. If not 4-3. Bears.
Professor Fumbledore, $10. Hard question. Getsy calls the game for Bagent that he should have been calling for Fields. Love you guys. Best coverage. Victory version.
Venison.
Victory venison loin grilling now.
There you go.
That sounds good.
There you go, Professor.
Super Bowl Bears.
Yeah, that was sort of a little shout out to CHGO there, I think, with the lack of vowels.
That's good.
What do we think about that? They were able to draw up a game plan for Justin Fields.
But here's the thing, and I actually agree with you. Like, if they did more of this with Fields, they'd probably win more games. But you're in year 3 with a top 11 quarterback who's supposed to be up here. You can't run this game plan if you're trying to figure out if this guy is the absolute truth. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
this was a game plan for a rookie quarterback making his first start.
Correct.
If you're doing that with Fields, now you already know the answer on your quarterback. Now, do I think they go overboard sometimes and they should do more of this to make sure they win the game along the way? Yes. But, if you have to, I don't want to say dumb down, but also, I don't know. That's where goes that last answer from Flus about distributing the ball to the skill. Bagent just does it faster. He does.
Better.
Better's fine.
Yeah.
Better.
I think better.
Better.
Could even the 3rd and 6 played him more late in the game. with a little pick play. Do we have confidence that Justin makes that throw there? Kind of a little bit of a tight window. Got to put it on him. Got to
again.
The 3rd and 6 to DJ. It was Feeney was
when
here.
he went up the sideline.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's some super tough throw. I'm just wondering, do we think Justin executes that play?
I would love to see I want to go back and see the coach's film and see the timing on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a decent chance that the timing would have been different with Fields throwing it.
Right.
But I can't say that for certain without seeing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I do think we get a little what's the word I'm looking for? I think we make things a little more complicated than they actually are a lot as Bears fans watching Bears quarterbacks play. Sometimes what is just is. And we try to twist ourselves into ways to making it whatever rationale we can come up with. What we're actually seeing is not what it is.
Yeah.
This is when he first came out there. This is what it was. Looked pretty good. Now we got to start. I won a football game. I get it.
But that's the question, right? It's like Tyson Bagent executed the offense that they want, right? This is the game plan they want. They're going to do this, get the ball to the skill guys. This was an observation that I made that I didn't quite understand at training camp. How come they never throw it downfield? I mean, you just never saw it at camp. And it was the weirdest thing to me because 20 years ago in a training camp, you'd see 3 or 4 bombs a day. And it's not just from the starting quarterback. You'd see them from the backups, the 4 strings. It's like you'd see a handful every day. You never saw them at camp. We only had one that I can really define as like a bomb, and that was to Tyler Scott on a double move in camp.
Yeah, but I don't think they
everything else is just underneath short stuff, and to me, that's not Justin Fields' game. He has a different type of game.
But they've taken more shots in recent weeks.
Right, but they adjusted the play calling, right? When Justin said, I'm done doing this, too much information, I want to play my way, and things started to change, and they started to cater. And this is where, okay, Getsy has a certain type of offense he wants to run. Aaron Rodgers ran this offense to perfection, right? Aaron Rodgers also can throw the ball deep, so I know you're going to go there. But regardless, to me, you also have to prove yourself as an offensive play caller that you can change to format the strengths of the guy you have under center.
Of course. That's what will make you a good offensive play caller, to be able to take different quarterbacks and get the best out of them, which has been a shortcoming for Luke Getsy to this point. He shouldn't have to have a quarterback that fits into his system. He should be able to take the quarterback that he has and make them great. That would be a great coach. However, just where I would push back on your point, you can't tell me that Luke Getsy doesn't want to throw the ball down the field, too. That he just wants to dink and dunk all day long. That's not what he wants to do.
No, I mean, in the Aaron Rodgers offense that he was a part of, he wasn't the play caller. He was, but at the same time, they had play action, 7-step drop, Rodgers bombs away. They still have that in their offense in Green Bay. Jordan Love.
And I think that when Matt Eberflus is looking at the mirror and who he hired to be his offensive coordinator, part of his evaluation would be like, well, you know what? I picked the guy from Green Bay who was hanging out with Aaron Rodgers for a great portion of his career. Now he's had a lot of other jobs too. He hasn't been just in Green Bay, but he was in a very unique situation up there at his most recent point of employment where he had been for a while. You don't get to mimic what that guy can do.
All right, we have Tyson Bagent sound. I want to hear from the confident one, the secret Bagent man. Here he is after the game.
And friends in the stands today. How are you dealing with the pressure or even just the emotion of having your first career start today?
I feel like I dealt with it good. I felt like I had the team, my family, kind of really rallied behind me, gave me a lot of support this week, which I think gave me all the confidence in the world to go do what we did today.
Were you nervous today?
Yeah.
Was there a point at which you weren't anymore? Were you kind of?
Yeah, I feel like I settled in after the first snap. Really, I feel like I feel really nervous the whole week until we get on the field for pregame, and then it usually goes away. But just like any week, there was some nerves.
Tyson, I asked you last week. I said, if you're moving forward, if you're a QB1, how confident were you leading this team to victory? You looked me dead in the face and said, "I'm very confident." Where did that come from, and what did you do today to build up to do that?
feel like I've played like a million games at quarterback. I feel like I was able to win the job in high school my sophomore year. And then, I started every game through my senior year of college. So that's 7 years of starting, understanding what the week of preparation looks like, and going through pretty much every concept and run concept that there is. So repetition, mother of all learners, and I've been blessed to have a lot of repetitions in my life. So,
how much did the physical running game help you?
Yeah, it's just like any game. If the big boys on offense and defense, I thought, played extremely well today. Anytime that you're able to do that, it makes things easier for everybody. So I thought they did an outstanding job today.
On the touchdown pass to Deontay, can you just walk us through that play? And obviously it's nothing fancy, but what you saw and how that play unfolded for you.
Yeah, I guess in a sense we're running snag. So checked the flat, had Cole on the snag route, had a corner route by Moon, just kind of high-low in the corner. He gave enough depth where really he was kind of in the middle. I could have probably thrown it to either him or Mooney, but it was enough space. And, focal point this week was, get the ball out of your hands. So it was easy, just especially how he was playing today, get it to him, let him break a tackle, which he did, and that was kind of the extent of it.
How do you describe what Deontay meant today to the entirety of the day?
Yeah, I thought Deontay played out of his mind today. I thought he played extremely well, kind of a little glimpse of some things that he was able to do last year. I know he's itching to get out there and, have a good game just because, like he told us in the locker room, a lot of watching for him this season so far. So it was only a matter of time for he was able to break out and have a good day like today.
You talk about getting the ball out of your hands quickly. Several times you avoided negative plays getting the ball. I think one of the best decisions was you dirted the screen pass when it wasn't open. How much of a focus do you put on that in terms of avoiding the negative plays just to keep moving on to the next play?
Yeah, I feel like that's a staple of how I've always tried to play quarterback, just getting the ball out of your hands, and then just try to combine that with just making really good decisions. I think I got away with in college a lot of times getting the ball out of your hands, but also forcing some things just because I was, had that freedom to do so. I think at this level, we're valuing the ball, trying to be +2 in that section like Coach Blues preaches to us every week. So I just kind of had that in the back of my head all week, like, hey, if it's not there, play the next play. End every drive with a kick, which we were able to do today.
Tyson, what did it do for you? What did it mean to you to have all of these parts of the game that you don't control go your way? Where the offensive line holds up, the defense plays really well, Foreman plays well.
Yeah, I think it means a lot to a lot of people. I think we've been looking for a win here at Soldier Field for a while. So it means, it basically means the world to everyone else when you're able to play well in the trenches, when you're able to control the line of scrimmage, run the ball well, and, stop the other team's run game. I thought it was an outstanding team effort today.
Your first drive in the third quarter, you guys take a lot of time off the clock, you march down to the score. What did that do for the sideline? This is a team that hadn't been great at protecting leads, and all of a sudden you build on it and you take a lot of time off.
Yeah, I think it's hard to start fast in the second half when you have such a controlling first half. So I think that was just another one of the focal points. Don't let this be a comeback story at the end of the day. I thought Coach Getsy at halftime, on the whiteboard, able to dial up some outstanding plays that we were looking forward to running in the second half, and I thought we were able to execute a lot of those. I thought the screen was perfect. I thought still running the ball effectively, getting the ball out of our hands, and taking our shots downfield when we can. So I thought he dialed up some amazing stuff today.
Remember one or two plays from that drive that he.
So there's a lot of good stuff there from Tyson Bagent. Most of his press conferences. One more part we wanted to skip ahead to as well, though. I think he was asked about that Hail Mary situation at the end of the first half.
Right before the half, you guys had the shot to Hail Mary. It had been about a 60-yard heat to the end zone. They chose to go with Nate. You think you can get it to the end zone from there about 60?
Yeah, I think I've got a cannon. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. I think that there was, we're playing in the Windy City. I had one this week that came off my hand a little funny, but, never want to get it twisted. Nate's got a very powerful arm as well. But I like to think that I've got an extremely strong arm, and the ball most definitely would have got there. But it would so with Nate, too. So I had obviously no problem there.
I take offense at the media. What are y'all laughing at? They thought he was joking. He was serious. Secret Benjamin, I got your back. Everybody in there who was laughing, you're going to have to talk to Carm this week out at Hell, so you will not laugh at the Secret Benjamin with his arm.
I don't think they were laughing at him in a way that they didn't believe him. I think they were just like laughing that he would said it that confidently.
Yeah, they thought
I got a cannon.
Yeah, they
what
thought
are you talking about?
They thought he was joking. It's fine, whatever.
I don't think they think he was joking. I think they were just like, damn.
I didn't like the laughter. I heard, and I know exactly who was laughing. I could hear those voices. Nick, if you were laughing, we're gonna talk about that when he gets on here.
Hashtag media laugh. It's always awkward. Yeah.
Hashtag media laugh. We're all friends.
That was it, I think. That was it.
Yeah. It's well executed.
There's sometimes that was one. I understand why they laugh. There are some other times though in press conference where like I'll literally be like, why did everyone just laugh?
That was one of those moments. I don't think that was it. I got a cannon. What the hell are they doing putting Peterman here? No. There's no laughter allowed. This is serious stuff here, man.
Hashtag media laugh. All right. We want to make sure you know to get fitted out with the best sports gear around, and you know how you do that. You go to FOCO. Hoodies, shoes, signs, bobbleheads, everything in between. FOCO has you covered for whatever season it is. Right now it's football season. It's the best season. But they have Aloha shirts, straw hats, polos, bags, everything you need for a game. A lot of our set decorations here came from FOCO. Check out FOCO.com or click the link in the description below. And for all non-presale items, use promo code CHGO. You'll get 10% off.
That's right. And right now is the best time to become a diehard. You get a lot of different things. Number one, you get exclusive content. Like Carm's grades coming out. We know what grade he's giving Tyson Bagent tomorrow. So tonight.
That's right.
Tonight you're getting your grades.
Yeah.
Exclusive only to diehards. When you become a diehard, you get a free shirt right out the gate. We got some really cool shirt designs, some sweet, dope merch that you guys want to get your hands all over. Meatball Island all day long, baby. Chicago versus everybody. Our Midway collection. Really good stuff. And our teams all the way across the board at CHGO Sports.
Yeah, like your new favorite team, the Blackhawks.
The Blackhawks have some sweet designs, really sweet designs. So you can get a free shirt right out the gate, discounts on any future shirts, 20% off events, including our final tailgate of the year here coming up on November 9th, Thursday, for Thursday Night Football against the Carolina Panthers. You will not want to miss that one, ladies and gentlemen. We are pulling out all the stops for the final one, and I'll just leave it at that. So make sure you come out. If you become a diehard, you get a discount on that event. But all fans are invited to the tailgate, obviously. So really good stuff. And then also, if you come to our tailgate, X Golf is giving away a $200 gift certificate to any of their Chicagoland locations. Find the X Golf nearest you at playxgolf.com/Chicagoland.
All right, Gregory. I really am looking forward to those who are going to come out to the Blackhawks takeover, by the way, on November the 4th.
November 4th is Saturday.
Yeah, let's go.
We're going to go to a bar to start. Then we're going to the Fifth Third Arena where the Blackhawks practice, getting a tour of the facility, and then going to the game that night.
It's going to be fun.
I'm going.
With Blackhawks diehard Greg Breck.
Diehard.
Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free cannabis. If you enjoy Sunnyside that night, it'll be quite all right as well. It's a place where all kind of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, and purchase a wide array of quality products. No matter where you are on your cannabis jersey, easy online ordering and in-store pickup, great, transparent, the loyalty.
Happens a lot. Your cannabis journey,
You have a jersey made out of cannabis?
Did I say jersey?
Because that'd be pretty
I've
cool.
I've seen that, but
okay. I meant journey. I didn't mean jersey.
Like Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, you don't. Hey, listen. Sunnyside is Illinois' favorite.
It didn't sound like a Snoop Dogg song at all.
This is important.
It was like old timey radio Snoop Dogg.
Just pay attention and.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Illinois' favorite dispensary, Sunnyside, the Mindy's, the Good News, the Cresco, the High Supply, the Florical. I should tell you about the Wonder today, Greg. Wonder Wellness Company. They want to make a world of cannabis simple to understand and easy to experience for everyone. The brand's low-dose formulations offered in gummies and mints allow people to control their high, whether it's from microdosing throughout the day or easing into their cannabis experience. So you haven't had the cannabis experience, not yourself, you want to try the Wonder.
Okay.
If you want to ease into it, just all sorts of options out there for you. Bottom line, get after it through October the 31st, Halloween, 9 days from now. Head to sunnyside.shop, use the code CHGO25, use that at checkout, and you get 25% off your total order. One use for customer, not stackable with other promotions. It's not only for new customers, so anyone can use the code. Pick up everything you need to elevate your football season. You have to be 21 or over or an Illinois Med card holder. Sunnyside.shop. Use that code CHGO25. And think of Tyson Bagent when you do.
Yeah, our guy Trey Tunes in the chat saying, hit that like button while you're hanging out with us. We appreciate you, Trey. Absolutely.
And then a 1999 from Greg Baggs Jr. So remember when I backed Carm up about the secret Bagent. Justin Fields got to be scared losing his job right now. Carm, good job. Seeing how confident, calm Bagent is. If I'm Poles, I'm calling teams right now to trade Fields. From Greg Baggs Jr.
Which is not me. That's a parody account.
Greg,
which I'm honored.
Greg Braggs Jr. would give Justin an extension right now.
You gave me too much intel this week with all your Bagent hype because you would have been able to catch a game on me in our standings for the picks, but you convinced me so much throughout the week that I was like, the Bears are going to win this game.
Well, you listened. I told everybody else, you're the only one that listened. Henceforth, you get the gold.
You're the QB whisperer.
What am I,
of
2-5 now? Picking games?
It's not great.
I have the same record as the Bears.
You have the same record. You are the Bears.
I am the Bears.
You're Flus.
You're the Flus of picking games.
You're not. Snow is Snow 1-0 or 1-1? It was this week. Snow. He's 1-0. Snow's 1-0.
So yeah, if you're
the Snow, I don't know.
So if you had picked the Bears to win every week,
it'd be
you'd have the same record you have right now.
Whoops.
Which I just picked wrong every time.
Expert analyst Adam Hoge here all day long.
Being an analyst is not about predicting games.
I agree. I know.
Greg.
I'm just busting your balls.
Can I just read Crystal's 1999 because she came to our tailgate and she also super chatted. I finally experienced a win. I'm so excited. Bear down and the Lions got their ass whooped. Thank you, Crystal. 1999 from the Crystal.
They did get their ass whooped.
The Lions got.
You gotta have a lunch with Crystal.
Smoky smoked.
Gotta have a lunch with Crystal here soon.
Absolutely. Lunch, breakfast. Let's go.
Go ahead and bring Nick in.
Nicholas Moreano from Soldier Field.
I'm too busy staring at his shirt.
Is now wearing a maroon.
It's like a nice burgundy, maybe a mulberry.
Those front pockets
could
big.
be Merlot.
They're like big front pockets.
I said to Nick at the tailgate today about like him being an entertainment reporter. Some days they looked at me with like he wanted to kill me. I don't like entertainment. I'm a football guy.
Like the John Kelly route.
Yeah, like a John Kelly. It's a big time job. Nick didn't want any part of that. All he wants to do is be around football, and that's why he's our.
He wants to be Jim Kelly.
He wants I think he actually wants to be DJ Moore, Andre Reed.
We're gonna let him.
Tyson Bagent.
Talk eventually as
Nick.
we evaluate Nick.
I asked you to bring him in.
Nicholas Moreano from Soldier Field joining us now on our CHGO Bears postgame show. Nick, who do you want to start with? I know you got a bunch of stuff here. Feel free to start with Bagent, but you can go in any direction you like.
Yeah, let's start there because he was the man of the hour. Everyone was talking about Bagent, and I think when he was in his press conference, obviously he was asked about a bunch of different things, but I think one of the things that kind of stood out to me was when he was describing avoiding negative plays. You guys, he said always as a quarterback, it's just about getting the ball out of your hands quickly. But you combine that with making really good decisions. And, if the play's not there, you move on to the next play. And I think that's one of the good attributes that you saw even in this game because Bagent only had one play, I believe, you guys, for a pass that went over 15 yards downfield. But that was what the game plan was, and he executed what was being asked of Luke Getsy, the screen game horizontal. But I think how Tyson Bagent kind of looks at things is why you saw him play effective, execute the game plan that you saw today, and ultimately put his team in a position to win. But it's just he understands what he's capable of, what he's being asked to do, and ultimately how to execute the game plan. So I think that's what kind of happened in his first NFL career start, which he said was he was nervous about, but he had a lot of family members here that kind of help him understand what this moment means, but also to capitalize on a moment like this. So Tyson, I think he did a phenomenal job in terms of executing the game plan, but even in the press conference room, just being that calm, cool, collective guy that literally everybody you talk to, you guys, describes him that way. Calm, cool, and collective.
And honest. Were you nervous? Yes, I was nervous. It was my first career start. I
Mhm.
love that he said yes to that. Go ahead, my bad.
No, and Nick, I know I want to talk about Jaylon Johnson and the defense here in a second, but before we get to that, what did some of the other what were the other guys, offensive guys in the locker room, or I guess they could be defensive guys too? But what was everyone else saying about Tyson Bagent after the game?
You know, there was when he was just at his locker before he even went to the podium. You just had a bunch of guys just even come up to him like, good stuff, 17, good stuff. I saw Jack Sanborn over there. The linemen are on the same side as Bagent, so a bunch of those guys were talking to him. But Tevin Jenkins, who I got a chance to listen to today, he said that Tyson was when he was in the huddle, you guys, he was telling everybody here's how much seconds are on the play clock, and he would change up the cadences, which was something that even Tevin Jenkins, obviously being a veteran offensive lineman, he really appreciated that out of a guy like Tyson Bagent. It was DJ Moore who called him calm, cool, collective when he spoke to the media. Foreman said, how he commanded the offense. He kind of expected that way based off of what he was doing in preseason and also just in training camp. So everything that you saw today, I don't even know if his teammates were all too surprised, to be completely honest, because they had seen Tyson Bagent a lot. But now to see it in his first career start, I mean, it's kind of they almost expected to see the calm, cool, collective, young quarterback that you saw today.
I mean, the run game was also the big story of the day, which helped Tyson, in his first, rookie career, rookie start. So, what kind of footprint did he have on that? The decision making to run the ball, is he checking out of things to get into the runs, or is he just calling what the play caller is giving him? And guys like Tevin Jenkins moving from the left side to the right side, it just really seemed like they dominated, the run game today. And it was something I've been asking for a few weeks.
Yeah, so I don't know about whether or not he's checking out of plays or whatnot, but when he saw Deontay Foreman having a game that he was having, you want to keep giving the ball to a guy like that, because there were some tough runs that Foreman was having just consistently throughout this entire game. So I think not only did Tyson recognize that, but I think you saw that in the coaching staff wanting to give the ball to a guy like Deontay Foreman. When Darrington Evans' name was called as well, they wanted to put the ball on the ground and just kind of run the football. And you saw that with the physicality that they were running with. Lucas Patrick was leading the way in a couple of blocks downfield. You saw that from just some of the guys just finishing plays. But I think that was the game plan going in this one. You saw the Bears try to attack horizontally with these jet sweeps, these motions. But then you saw that wide zone scheme that the Bears, that's what they like to run. So I think they just saw the day that Foreman was having, and he kept feeding the guy.
What Jaylon Johnson have to say, Nick? We're seeing Twitter some. He wants that. He's ready to negotiate, huh?
He definitely is. He was asked, were you sending a message after that first interception where he kind of puts up, the money sign? He's like, damn right, 100%. And then he was asked by Mark Grody, do you want to go to the table right now and talk with the Bears? He's like, he's been wanting to. He thinks he deserves to be paid like that, one of those top premier corners. And he's taking that attitude, that mindset for any team. And if it's for the Bears or anyone else, he thinks he's one of those guys that should be paid like he's a top, corner in this league. And, it's fitting. He has 2 interceptions, one he takes back on a pick six, and the ball was intended for Devontae Adams. He said that, Brian Hoyer was staring down Adams on that play, and then once he saw Adams start to settle down in his route, he knew he had the interception. But, yeah, he said, damn right, he's sending a message with that money, and he deserves to be paid like some of the top corners in the league.
Pay that man.
But, guys, I don't think he's going to wear the orange sleeves that you saw. So, obviously, he wears the orange sleeves. He's the only Bears player wearing orange sleeves.
Did he say anything about that?
He was asked about that. He was asked, are you going to continue wearing these orange sleeves? Because, honestly, I don't know if it's the best look, but he's like, nah, I ain't superstitious. So he's not going to wear them. He doesn't believe that that's the reason why he got the game that he had.
Yeah, I don't even care about what it looks like, but an offensive lineman wearing orange sleeves would be stupid because you're just calling more attention to a possible penalty. So like,
yeah, exactly.
And as a corner, you kind of want to blend in. So I actually thought it looked kind of cool. I didn't have a problem with the orange sleeves, but I don't think it makes sense when you're playing corner to wear sleeves that make your arms stick out more.
Yep.
I would have almost liked it more if he had said something along the lines of like, look, yeah, I got a couple of picks today, but they just kind of threw me the ball. At least the second one was. And I've been playing great football, but if you want those two, now I got some picks for you also. Something along those lines. I didn't think it was his best game. I thought he played well, good, decent, but I didn't think it was like,
Well, he's probably going to have to get paid this week to pay those fines for taking his helmet off on both of those
there we go.
interceptions.
What about Deontay Foreman, Nick? Was he flexing too?
Yeah, look, with Deontay Foreman, he's always going to be a guy that, thanks God for the opportunities that he gets. And, obviously he's been a guy that's been watching a lot. And Tyson Bagent actually said that in his press conference. He's someone that, has been watching and is looking for that opportunity. But he was asked, how did this feel? To kind of have a game that he had 3 touchdown performance, 2 on the ground, 1 through the air. But again, he said it felt great, faith in God, and just trying to continue to be the best version of himself, essentially. And he was also, again, asked about Bagent and his poise throughout the huddle, but he said he was just himself, nothing any different. And, I think for Foreman, I didn't get a chance to ask him, but I don't know how you guys felt about him trying to hurdle everybody. But after the second hurdle in the row, he ends up hurting his back a little bit and eventually gets back into the game. But look, Deontay Foreman was letting it all out there, and you could see in the way he runs and how he finishes plays. Like, he's going to cut back inside in some of those wide zone plays and then finish runs and try to run right through people.
Yeah, he hurdled another guy after he came back from that injury, so he wasn't giving up on it. Real quick, to go back to Jaylon Johnson, I asked these guys the question I want to ask you. The trade deadline is 10 days away. Do you think it's more likely he gets a contract extension or that the Bears trade him in the same way that they traded Roquan Smith when they couldn't come to an agreement last year?
It's a really interesting question now because now what? You're looking at Jaylon Johnson. His value is high right now. He's coming off a 2 touchdown performance, a pick 6. He's been pretty consistent all season. What's more likely? I think at this point, the Bears need to look to keep good players. Jaylon Johnson's a good player. And if you're going to start building this thing up and start adding talent, you don't do that by getting rid of it, and obviously you'll get something back. So I'll say that it's more likely that he gets paid than he gets traded at this point.
Nick, anything else before we let you go?
Guys, it's always I haven't been in a winning locker room at Soldier Field since I think it was September 25th, the Houston game. So it's been a long, long time. And I'll just say there's definitely just a different vibe. Even though the Bears have only won 2 games this season, you could feel it just in the entire locker room. People, are actually there. I think they want to talk to the media. They want to talk about their good performance and things like that. So, it's the Bagent comes in, the whole entire team plays well around him, and you get a victory over a bad Raiders team. So let's see what the Bears can do after this, because we know that the Bears, they'll have one good game. Commanders come out the next week, look flat. So I'm interested to see how this team builds off of this win and goes into, a Sunday night game against the Los Angeles Chargers.
Nick, great stuff. Good job on your way out. Your grade for Tyson Bagent today is?
It's got to be like a B+. B+. Is that too harsh? What'd you guys grade him as?
I think for what they asked him to do, it's an A.
Mark's building the statue right now.
I did talk to some people over at the Hall of Fame and that committee, which is a very powerful group, and we're working on some things. Yeah, no, I'm giving him an A, Nick, but B+ is fine. That's all right. You're allowed to have your.
What a hater Nick is.
Erroneous.
B+.
What a hater.
Just.
Oh, it's so nice to be at Soldier Field for a win. B.
Hey, B+. B+.
Oh, B+.
Nick, have a good evening. Good work.
See you, Nick.
All right, you guys. Adios.
All Nick's writing up at ALLCITY when a website is launched.
Yes.
We are in
tomorrow
under construction right now, and should have all that up by tomorrow. So a new and improved allchgo.com. All right, got a ton of super chats. Should we fly through these?
Yeah, I got one hypothetical before we end the show, but go through the Super Chats.
Okay. Well, I'm not reading all of these. We're going to take turns.
Okay, great.
Okay, we're going to do some teamwork here. We're going to be like the Bears complimentary football.
That's right.
One word, as Flus said.
Okay.
One word, complimentary football.
Real quick, my poll question asking your question about Jaylon Johnson, 74% of the chat does say that more likely is him getting a contract extension in the next 10 days.
Interesting. I think it's too layered. I think just like what Nick said, well, I want to keep good players. Hoge said the same thing. Again, it's about what Poles wants. So would we all want to keep Jaylon? Yes. What is Poles going to do? What I think is more likely, if I only had to pick between the two, is that Jaylon Johnson gets traded. Because at the end of the day, Poles has a number that he wants to sign him to. Jaylon Johnson wants to be paid like the top corners in the league. Poles may not want to come up to that number. So at the end of the day, if he can't re-sign him, he's going to trade him for value.
I don't think he gets traded. If there's any chance he's not playing for the Bears, it'll just because in the offseason he moves on.
What do you think his value is right now, Greg?
You can get a compensatory pick later.
What would it be?
Yeah, right.
Out of curiosity?
What?
I'm asking you a question. What do you think he's worth?
I had no idea.
Okay.
So I'm saying you trade him for the deadline. What do you think people are paying up for him? For a half year of Jaylon Johnson.
Third round pick?
Maybe. Could be a fourth. You doing that if you're the Bears? Jaylon for a fourth?
No. No.
You're not. Exactly. Which is why I don't think he's getting traded. Yeah. I don't think you're getting a second round pick for Jaylon Johnson.
By the way, the compensatory formula, it just depends on who else they sign, don't sign, it all balances. There's no way to know right now what that would be. All right, D-Man Shy, $20. Braggs keeps mentioning the game plan was so dialed back, but it was for Justin as well. This kid came out and made the easy plays. Justin was not making those plays. Just be happy for our Bears win, Braggs. Stop nitpicking.
Thank you, D-Man Shy. Moving along to Ryan Weiss, Super Chat $9.99. Bagent did exactly what a good backup should do today. Not necessarily win you the game himself, but definitely not lose you the game either. Super solid. This is a JF1 take, by the way. Yeah. And Ryan adding on with a follow-up. So that's the question. Is Fields' ability to win big and lose big worth it? Because 10 or more screens a game from Bagent won't win championships, but it will win them some games for sure. Ryan? My response to that is it's very early in the Tyson Bagent experience to figure out what he's going to be when the offense is completely unlocked with him running it. So, yes, they couldn't win a Super Bowl playing like they did play today, but I don't think it's going to look like they played today down the line.
By the way, just got word that tomorrow the Flus gave the players off.
Day off tomorrow with the Sunday night game? Okay.
Well, I think it's just a reward for winning.
Reward for winning.
If I remember right, Lovey used to do that a lot. Bears would win, he'd give them Monday off. You have Tuesday off regardless, but Monday.
So they come back Wednesday and review everything? No tape review tomorrow?
Well, I'm sure they.
You get around to golfing with Cole Kmet or anything? Maybe make that call.
I don't know, Flus. You're 2-5. You get your ass in the office, but that's fine. I know he will be. But let's move along.
Aren't off.
You're up, Braggs.
Quentin Helms, $9.99 Super Chat. Calling Bagent a better QB than JF1 is nuts, but he does look like the kind of quarterback Getsy wants for his system. This is the system I feel Getsy wants to run. Horizontal passing game and running the ball.
Okay. Thank you, Quentin.
Yes, I agree.
I don't. But let's keep rolling.
Ronnie McD, $10. You never see Justin kill a play. How many times did Bagent? I saw it at least 4 times. I could not disagree with you more, Ronnie. It's one of the things Justin's done really well this year is actually check from a run. Yeah. We never see him go can. They're checking from a run to a pass. And, in fact, one of the times Bagent did it today, he did it wrong.
I'm not, Ronnie, if you're talking about when he dirted it, Justin's done that too, but that was a good play.
No, he's talking about
just can't. Okay.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I read that, but I'm not really sure.
I think he was talking about dirting it, but I don't know. Okay, Anthony
Capriotti,
$9.99. Today was the first time it looked like a Shanahan system. A lot of 2-back and double tight end. Motion married to the run game and play action. Lean on the run game to put the quarterback in a position to succeed. It is kind of amazing, Anthony.
Eureka. Run the damn ball.
No, off the top of my head, what the Bears did today looks a lot like what the 49ers do with Brock Purdy.
That looks pretty good for the 49ers. Let's go.
No, I'm being serious. That is a lot of what they do, even like those end arounds they did with Tyler Scott and Velus Jones. Usually that's Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel, a little bit better at football. Christian McCaffrey, a little bit better at football. But stylistically, that's a lot of what they did today. And they got the line moving. They ran the ball effectively. It's, like you said, marrying the run versus the pass is great.
Luke Getsy's going to sleep all tonight. Russell G.
Russell G, $10 super chat. Firstly, good morning from Australia.
Good morning.
Good morning, Russell.
I got to say, it's a great day, great way to start the week, waking up on a Monday morning to finally see a scoreline like this. Victory Monday in Australia.
Thank you, Russell. Appreciate you. You're the man.
Now from Brazil, Edward the First.
Can't do a Brazilian accent, but I appreciate you. Could we talk about the other position controversy? Why teams keep undervaluing and discarding D'Onta Foreman? He should be RB1, period. He does not pass block, period. He will never be RB1, period.
Well, don't yell at Edward about that.
Edward, he was awesome.
I got your back, Edward.
He was awesome. But, you know, the guy that's hurt right now, Khalil Herbert, led the NFL in yards per carry last year at 5.7. The Bears have a great running back room. It's not a shot at Foreman.
You don't need to pass block when you're running over people.
Well, right, yeah.
No, you're hurtling.
Running over and through them.
And catching touchdown
I want
passes.
Roschon Johnson back.
Yeah. I'm liking what we're seeing from D'Onta. Let's get Roschon back. Khalil coming back.
It's the first time I thought about Roschon today was just now.
When they all three are back, we just put them all three in the backfield. You don't know who the fuck
That's
we're
right.
going to run it to.
999 super chat from Mr. Lazicky. Tyson did exactly what a good backup will do. Right, Duke? Lazicky. Tyson was a starter today. You will come correct, Mr. Lazicky. Brags.
Yes, sir. Quentin Helms. 2 super chats from Quentin Helms. First, $9.99 super chat. So basically, what we're saying is Getsy is another Nagy. Can't fit a scheme around a quarterback. Point I made earlier, Quentin. He needs a quarterback that fits his scheme, which to me is an even bigger problem. And then he adds on to that with another $9.99 super chat. And also, in my opinion, if Bagent stays quarterback, one, and wins games and keeps this staff, why would they draft Caleb? He's very similar to Justin, who clearly doesn't fit Getsy's scheme. So why would Caleb?
I haven't watched Caleb enough to say that he's very similar to Justin, but I'm going to guess that there's a lot of differences there. Hoge?
Yeah. Yes and no.
That seems like too easy of a comparison to me.
Yes and no. I mean, well, it's no offense to Justin, but Caleb's way more advanced than Justin was at that point in his college career. Just in terms of processing the field, getting rid of the ball.
Justin Fields
was a pretty good college quarterback, though.
Yeah, but he wasn't a consensus number 1 overall pick,
Right.
even though Caleb was having some struggles the last couple of weeks. But all these guys have had troubles at different points in their college careers. No one's been perfect on that level. Hoge.
Andrew, $9.99. I'm 100% with Carm. We all can see things are running better with Bagent. Limits negative plays, stays in front of the sticks. Bagent knows what he can do well. Justin doesn't have that confidence. Definitely the limiting of the negative plays was huge today. Started the show with that. Not taking sacks. Big. Now, cadences. A lot of false starts today. Too many penalties. I don't know if some of that's on the quarterback or not, but I would like some answers. And good thing is, one guy who committed 2 of those false starts, he wears number 85. He'll be on the show on Tuesday here in studio, so we will ask him, hey, man, stop jumping off. Well, you could do that, Braggs. Only run the good plays and stop.
Should we make Cole
false
Kmet
starting.
do push-ups for his false starts?
Yeah.
The rest of the year?
I think so.
Yeah.
20 push-ups from Cole. 10 for every false start the rest of the year. He's got 20 on the tab.
But you got to do it with him.
That's a deal. That's a deal.
All right, that's an uncomfortable spot for the show. I don't think we can make Cole Kmet do push-ups. That feels wrong.
I don't think we're
Andrew,
gonna make them. We're gonna ask him.
Something tells me now I'm gonna be made to do these.
That seems like a good plan.
On his behalf, yeah.
Yeah, if he says no, then we'll say, okay, well, Braggs has to do 10 push-ups every time you false start.
I just had to open my big stupid ass meatball mouth.
Andrew, by the way,
I love that big ass stupid meatball mouth or whatever you said.
It's so amazing. Andrew, by the way, on your last super chat, Justin's not lacking confidence. He's got a whole lot of confidence. That's not the issue here. Football CF Candy $4.99.
I disagree with you, by the way.
You think that he's really?
I think in the moment on the field, he does not have the confidence in unloading the football. I think he's a confident player.
Yeah. Okay, we're into semantics, and I'm going to leave that alone for this moment because let's focus on CF Candy. Does this performance by Bagent also indicate that if this coaching staff remains, they can't get the best out of Fields, Caleb, similar flaws? Penix.
Michael Penix.
Yeah, I got it.
You wanted to say
what are you
penis,
laughing at?
didn't you?
You wanted me to say
you
penis?
thought I said penis.
No, I know. Okay, I didn't. I just paused.
Well, there was like a moment there where I didn't know if you knew what it was, and I was kind of hoping you'd say the wrong thing.
That would have been good.
Like I said teabag
Like
the other
you
day.
got teabagged last week.
All right. Okay. I'm getting a little confused by our chat right now. Justin Fields and Caleb Williams are two different players doing different things.
Yes, they are different people.
We're getting a little too much of a black on black comparison here with Fields and Caleb. They're complete. This is a different situation. So just because the coaching staff could not coach up Justin does not mean they couldn't coach up Caleb. Now that being said, coaching staff needs to prove they can coach, period. Still for me. We got some work to do there. Taking some steps. We still got a ways to go.
Chubbs, my guy. $5 super chat. Bagent is better. Admit it, or you're in denial. 3 years of Fields have been trash today. We had an efficient QB today for once.
Chubb, going for the big 5-5. Thanks, Chubb. You're up.
Oh, God.
He normally goes 2. He went for 5.
No, but there's just the whole Chubb going for the big 5-5 was just random.
It was a lot.
All you, Carm.
That was a Carm moment. Brandon Lawson, $5. Guys, will you please just address the fact that JF1 will not play scheme smart because it's just not in his DNA. He's always trying to hit a home run.
I don't agree with that. He does plenty of checkdowns. I wish he went for the home run more. Hoge?
He died. And he's dead. There always comes every point of every postgame show where Hoge dies.
Usually Flus kills me, though.
Or Carm.
Today was Carm.
I killed you?
Was it Brandon didn't kill you here?
Scheme smart. No negative plays.
Why are you yelling at him?
He's essentially saying that Fields will take sacks because he's too busy trying to hit the home run downfield, and he gets to his check down late.
Yeah, and I'm saying that I think he does check down plenty. He's not very good at it. You disagree.
Okay, you just admitted it. He's not very good at it.
But I'm not saying...
You just got some weird semantical arguments in the show today.
I would say the same thing for you,
Well,
Hoge Mansion.
The thing is when Carms takes change every 5 to 10 minutes from like one side of it to the other, it's all about semantics, clearly.
I just don't know why you don't lean into the fact that Tyson Bagent is the future of this team. You've been saying it for months. You're the man. You are the best quarterback evaluator the city has ever had because you got Josh McCown right, and now Secret Bagent, man.
He's the quarterback whisperer.
I
just lean into it, love it, accept it.
Okay, I have leaned into it, and I got chastised.
No, you haven't, because you have not come out and said that Tyson Bagent should start against the Chargers no matter
honestly,
what.
we should take,
just say it.
We should take him to the Senior Bowl and the Combine going forward, and as long as he's not falling asleep at either of those functions, like be like, all right,
which
who
he
do
will.
you feel good about right now, and just like follow him around, like wherever his vibes go, and we'll be able to find our quarterback.
All right, $5. Just keep the chats going. I don't like very much what's going on right now.
Did you just call them?
I said keep the chats going.
Oh, I thought you said like chit chats. I don't know.
Trusty steering wheel tray, my guy. I love you, Trusty. Trusty and Dusty, we trusty. $5. Trubisky greater than Fields. Now that I do not agree with. You will take that back, Trusty steering wheel tray.
Not very trusty.
I hate that comment.
What about Cuddy?
I hate Cuddy.
Wad Zombie 499 Bagent. Bagent mentally has what Fields doesn't. That is what matters with the type of offense the Bears have right now.
Right, he sees the field.
Raphael 499. What does Fields do well besides RPOs, running, and deep throws? By the way, those are three.
What deep throws are you talking about?
3 good things. Can you build a game plan to win week to week with just those strengths at quarterback? Look, he's obviously a better runner than Bagent.
Yes.
But Bagent can move enough.
Yes.
We do not know how Bagent is on these deep throws. We have no idea.
Yeah, and we also do know, by the way,
he's got a cannon. He said it himself.
How many balls has Justin thrown deep this year where they've gotten a pass interference call? Real question. Can you think of any? Because I know Bagent did one last week to Tyler Scott.
One a few weeks ago because I remember us getting bailed out.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'd like to see more deep balls from Justin. I'd let him throw more of them. D-Tech Nation 499. Bears got out in front early. Can dink and dunk work if that wasn't the case? No, they'd have to open up the offense more, D-Tech, which, look, the Chargers right now are playing the Chiefs to a dead even, scoring with frequency matchup. It's going to look – it's next week if Bagent actually does play in that game, be a real test. And if he plays well next week and they win, then you will have a quarterback controversy if that happens.
Packers are down 9-0, by the way.
No, I almost don't want to talk about it because I want it so bad.
O'Shea Barton, $5.
You're the best.
So who are the skill guys? Why pay Kmet, and is Mooney not one? Hard to say Fields wouldn't abuse this defense like he did Washington. LOL.
Mooney was, at least in this, had some dents of the score sheet today. Cole did not. Neither did Robert Tonyan. 1 catch for the tight ends today. Mercedes Lewis.
Almost got in the end zone.
Yeah. If that had been to Tonyan, I would have paid off my bet. But my streak continues. I haven't won one all year. All right. I think you'll find the tight ends down the line here. Everyone's going to get the football from this guy. This is my prediction. Mercedes Erpelding, $4.99. The Packers and Jordan Love are losing in bold in capitals.
Let's go.
In your face.
In your face.
Your face.
Face.
Take that, Wisconsin.
Silky Wilkie, $50 from Silky
50.
Wilkie. I mean,
Silky Wilkie.
Silky D, Silky Wilkie. The Bears. Tyson, your dad is so proud of you, my man. The arm wrestling community extends their support. Good luck in your professional career. Onward, young Bagent. You want to arm wrestle real quick, Braggs?
Is Silky Wilkie in the arm wrestling community? Is that what
I don't know.
Who isn't in the arm wrestling community?
The problem when you ask me
Me.
Silky Wilkie right here is that he won't be able to answer you.
Here we go.
Oh, God. Careful.
Elbows down.
That microphone is a little bit wonky.
This is the moments we live for. This is the moments we live for, ladies and gentlemen. You going to cheat? Because you were cheating at bags today.
Ooh. Here we go. Elbows down. Ah! Look at those bricklaying arms. Oh, that was a massacre.
Oh, my gosh. The chair almost came off the ground there for Carm.
I literally would have lost with 2 hands.
Can we get Carm some ice?
I mean, I'm dealing with the bricklayer. You think I got a chance? At least I battled.
Wait, time out. You did lose with 2 hands.
When we were in London, there was
you let go so that it wouldn't make it, so you could claim it was one arm.
When
Let's do a lefty. I'll do lefty.
When we were in London, right down the street from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, there was a bar called the Bricklayer's Arms. The Bricklayer's Arm.
Let me tell you something.
It was tight.
That's badass.
I've been working out. This dude is strong. Good God.
Well, here, I'm going to start your workout.
Okay.
The rest of the show, do that.
2.
and then we'll try next week. Okay. What else we got? We're not getting all these.
Raphael Sable, $4.99. The Bears win made it easy to root for the Broncos and stomp the Packers. There you go. Hoge, you're next. Agreed.
Armageddon Khan, $4.99. Let's keep it 100. The Bears beat down a bad team with a run-first scheme. They did the same against the Commies and Broncos with better offensive production.
Khan, you are not going to take any of the Bagent shine off of this amazing Sunday, but good points. Excellent job. RC Super Chat, $4.99. Defense wasn't this good with Fields. That makes a huge difference for the offense when the game is more competitive. We'll see what Bagent can do. That's true. It's good. It does help when your defense actually stops people, and that did set up Bagent today. True. But by the way, one of the reasons why the defense was good today is the Bears controlled the clock. Those were some long-ass drives. Aaron Owens, $1.99. Appreciate you, Aaron. Law, Hoge, Braggs, arguable GOAT. # love you guys.
Love you, Aaron.
I'm not even noticing that I'm not on there, Aaron. I got you.
You're the arguable GOAT.
You dope.
Give yourself some more credit.
Good Lord, he just called you the arguable GOAT.
You have a hat.
I'm sorry, Aaron. That was so nice of you, and I thought that you were calling them arguable GOATs, and I wasn't included. And I feel so much better now. Next.
Chris 999. Any insight after the game on QB sneak where Bagent went right? Did not hear that, Chris. And I will get the damn answers to that because I think that was a heads up play because they've been running this tush push across the league, and I believe it takes one time for one big defensive player like Max Crosby to spear one of these quarterbacks right in the head to get this thing outlawed. And that looked like what Max Crosby was trying to do there, and I don't know if Tyson Bagent read that and anticipated it, and he just decided to go right. If he did, that ain't a rookie play right there. That was maybe his best play of the game.
It's impressive. We talked about it instantly when it happened. Like, oh my, he just did the quick dart to the right to save his life and get the Bears a first down. Give that man a contract extension right now.
I was impressed. Great question. Crystal, $4.99. There was no cheating Braggs rematch at the next tailgate. # Carm and Crystal.
Yeah. Well, # you guys lost. And yes, I'm more than happy to have a rematch at the next tailgate.
Listen, Team Carm and Crystal are going to get this. We're going to get it going here.
You guys got to practice.
Yes, we do. We absolutely do.
Yep.
Don't you worry about what we're going to do.
And there was plenty of cheating, so let's not lie in the super chat.
Let's do two more. Alex Ammerling, $2. Defense looking better. Pay JJ. We'll close it out with this. Soft Wash Science, $1.99. Shout out to Travis, the Beast Bagent. That's his dad. That's Tyson's dad.
I reached out to Travis last week to get him on the show. He wasn't doing media ahead of this game. We'll try to get him on this week.
Oh, I didn't even know you did that. Good job.
I did.
Do that.
Seems like a very entertaining guy.
Yeah, and
You gotta get Cole's dad on, too.
We could have a battle of the fathers.
So what was your cramothetical? I know
talk about that
wants
tomorrow.
To go home.
How about tomorrow? We talk about that.
Cramothetical.
You can't even remember it.
You can't remember now. He's gonna make something up.
That's correct. I don't
Let's
know
go
what it was.
watch the Packers lose. What do you say?
You can see him like, all right, I'm gonna make something up now.
No, I'm not making anything up. Just let's all have a moment of love for the Bears winning a football game, crushing the Raiders, coming out to a tailgate.
We've won a couple games here lately. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Just think if they won 2 in a row. That's called a winning streak.
But this is why
it has happened before.
This is why last week was so disappointing. The way they came out against the Vikings. If they can do what they did against Washington and the Raiders in these 2 wins, they should have won last week. It's disappointing.
They should be 4-3 and head to the playoffs. But we're 2-5, and we're just gonna have to.
Okay, they should not be 4-3. They should have won last week. That's all I'm saying.
Should have won the Denver game.
Yeah, Broncos.
Okay, they should be going to the Super Bowl.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're right.
And let me tell you something, Hoge. Remember the Lions last year when they started 1-6? The Bears are one game better than the Lions were last year with winnable games coming up here.
Yeah, they
The
fell
Lions
one game.
lost by 400 points today.
Right.
I'm just saying
They're
year.
one game
Last
better
year,
than the
though.
Lions were last year when the Lions went on their run, and the Lions missed the game the playoffs by one game. So, in this cram math that he just broke down,
Cram math.
Playoffs, Bears.
Okay.
playoffs,
Bagent.
Bears.
Please do this. Hit that like button. Please hit subscribe. Follow us on Twitter
Great
at
comment.
CHGO_Bears.
The Duke says that I have permission to end the show. His permission.
Check out our new website
Permission
tomorrow, allchgo.com. It's going to look awesome. Okay, all our coverage will be up there. We'll have instant reactions up there from this game. Sign up to become a diehard, allchgo.com/diehard. You can get my newsletter. You can get all kinds of perks, 20% off our last tailgate coming up here in a couple weeks. All merch, chgolocker.com. Next Sunday, we have a watch party, Fireplace Inn on Wells. Where else is there to watch the game next week? Nowhere, but there. Bears, Chargers, we're going to be watching it. Come join us, and we hope to be doing the pre and post from there as well, but we'll follow up with more details on all that throughout the week. It's presented by Goose Island. We love Goose Island. We love Olipop as well, presenting the show. We are out of here. We're back tomorrow at noon, breaking everything down. Herb Howard will be here in studio. Cole Komet coming up in studio on Tuesday. It's going to be a great week. It's a winning week. The vibes will be good.
If you put your ear to my coffee mug, you can hear Super Bowl, Vegas, Bears, Super Bowl, Vegas, Bears.
We all silly like the mayor.